Section 4C, Staff Professional Development. This section provides instructions on the minimum requirements for staff professional development services and activities for both TUPE and non-TUPE staff. Applicants must propose at least 4 services, including 3 trainings or interactive professional development for TUPE staff and 1 training for non-TUPE staff. To get started, click on Add New Service. A form will be provided to enter the information required by the CDE for each proposed service. The information is broken down into segments with prompts. The first segment simply contains the service type, service name, and brief description. You can select more than one service type. Hovering over the info icon will provide a definition for what is considered TUPE and non-TUPE staff. You also need to enter a service name and a brief description. When will the service be provided? The CDE requires information on how the service will be provided in which grant years. If the service is implemented in sessions, select the first option. You will need to first check off the applicable grant years to enable the detailed fields. Provide each year's start and end date, number of sessions, average number of minutes per session, and the average number of recipients per session. If the service will not be session-based, select the second option. First, check off the boxes for the applicable grant years to enable their text fields and describe the service's implementation frequency for each year. Who will provide the service? Note whether the service will be provided internally by school staff or externally or by a combination of both. If an external agency is involved, list the names of external providers that will be involved in this service. How will this service be evaluated? For staff professional development, you may enter some form of evaluation measure, but it is not required. If you choose to enter a measurable outcome, you can do so for the first year of the proposed service. You may provide a measurable outcome, the data source, staff responsible for collecting data, and data collection frequency. The info icon describes what measurable outcomes are. Clicking inside the data source field will provide a list of common data sources. You may select as many as apply. If the data source is not listed, you can click on the Add Other option box to manually add a data source. Similarly, clicking inside the staff field will provide a list of prompts, or you can use the Add Other. Adding note on the data collections frequency. You can click on Save Service Entry to save the information entered and close the entry form. You can proceed to adding the next service per the minimum requirements listed in the section. Know that if you begin a service entry but are not able to complete the details for the entire service at the time, you will need to have at least the service type and service name filled out. You can then save your progress and return to complete the service's details later. The system will show in the validated column that some required fields are still missing. Once our required fields are fulfilled, the system will show a check mark, and you can always click Edit to return to editing a service's detail, or click Delete to remove a service. Staff Professional Development General Population Profile. Applicants must estimate the percentage of TUPE staff and non-TUPE staff who will receive at least one TUPE-related staff professional development service described in this section. Please refer to the tutorials on saving your work and validating and locking sections for more details.